Hey guys, Danny Johnson here, and I was having a little issue with the Yukon. It kept losing tire pressure in one of the tires. So kept seeing it come up on the dash, and I couldn't figure out why it was losing air pressure. And so here's some things you can do. First of all, I had my brother come through, and he was watching the wheels. I slowly drove to look for any nails in case maybe I just didn't see a nail that was in there. Maybe it was on the bottom when I was looking at it. And so as I drove slowly, he looked, but ultimately he didn't find anything. So what I did is I broke all the lug nuts loose. I lifted the truck into the air, placed it securely on a jack stand, and there's a metal frame that goes through there. That's where you want to lift and put the jack on there. Just make sure you don't mess up the side of your car here. And with it just off the ground enough, I was able to remove the lug nuts and take the wheel off. Now from here, you want to look at the wheel at all angles. And there's a lot of rocks that you'll see that are stuck in here. So you want to take a screwdriver and just kind of break them free, because sometimes a small screw or nail stud, maybe the tip of the nail or the head of the nail is broken off, and it's just a piece of metal that's in there, and it can look like a rock. So I didn't see anything there. So the next step is to spray water, or even soapy water, whatever you want, inside of this, just all the way around the wheel rim, and especially over the valve stem. And this is a good design here where it'll actually puddle around the valve stem, so that helps. Now, I was really suspicious over here where the wheel had been curb checked, thinking that might have messed the wheel up enough where it wasn't sealing properly. But didn't see anything there, and just continued to fill the whole area in there with water and let it sit. And now, over here with the valve stem, I had it filled in, and I was moving the valve stem around to see if any bubbles were coming out, because it could have been a bad valve stem at the base. And you also want to spray into the head of the valve stem and look in there. Now, there's obviously a lot of bubbles if you're using soapy water, but when you do find a leak, it will be very apparent. So here there was nothing wrong with the valve stem itself. It checked out pretty good. And so what I did next was flip the wheel over and repeat the same process, filling it in with water around the rim here. And as I went around, I was able to find the problem. You could see it very, very clearly here bubbling out. And so you can see there's a small crack in the rim right there. And so that's letting air escape as it's not sealing. So like I said, you'll see bubbles with the soapy water or whatnot, but this will be apparent like this. If you had a nail in the tire and you're spraying it down, you'd see the same thing. But that's very apparent. It shows you exactly what's happening. And so obviously the rim is cracked. You'd want to look all the way around the rim here, in the inside, just the whole wheel. You're trying to find a crack, and you will see the air coming out of it, just like this. This was losing about 5 psi every day. So it was a very small leak, but it's enough that over time it was leaking. And depending on where the tire was on the ground or not, it may have even leaked slower or faster. So how did this happen? Well, there's a few things that could have happened. This is where they will mount a lot of the tire weights. They kind of punch them on there, and maybe that broke it. It could have been from going over a curb really bad or something. This is a used car for me, so anything could have happened, but you just want to look everywhere. Now, the next step after this, when your wife is gone, is to take the wheel into your bathtub if you don't have a trough big enough, and just submerge the tire till you see that bubbling out. So the next step from here is to find a replacement rim. I might just look for new wheels in general, but my problem here looks like it's going to be about a $200 problem after getting the tire switched over to a new rim. But anyway, that's what I found, and hopefully this can help you figure out where your leak's coming from if you can't find a very obvious nail in the tire or anything like that. So put in the comments if you have any other questions or if you've had a similar experience. Thanks for watching.